Okay, everyone. I know you guys have been waiting for this one for a while. I am going to perform the song I've been working on. I'm not ashamed. It's gonna be two-part. This is just going to be me just going right through the song, what I have, and then hopefully you guys will do your part to help me with this. Basically, your part. Record yourself. Record your voice, or just yourself in a video, or whatever. Send it to me, saying what you're not ashamed of in the video, and I will put it in the actual music video. So there's going to be this part, the song part, and then there's going to be your guys' testimonials. That means what you guys are not ashamed of. So let's get started. It's always hard for me to go through these because it's so easy when I'm not even recording to just, make it. So I'm just gonna try here. It's always been hard for me to start something like this. Remember when I was growing up, never thought I'd get to this point. I would stand on the corner, I would stand away from everyone else, because I was so ashamed of every thought I had, every thought I knew, everything I thought was right. I felt like every time I tried to get closer, people just were pushing me farther away. Every time I've gone through one life, I feel like people have gone through so many more. I'm just starting my life, but for some people, they're ending their lives because they're too afraid to tell people what they think. They're so afraid to tell people what they're not ashamed of. They're so busy telling people what they're ashamed of. A couple things I'm not ashamed of. One, I'm not ashamed to be Christian. If you are ashamed, please just stop, because it's one of the best things you can do for your life. No more having to cut your arm with a knife. Everything you know is going to fall away. If you just follow Christ, you're going to rise to the top. And everyone's going to see you with a brighter smile, brighter complexion, good sense of humor, because you have the one true God on your side. Two, I'm not ashamed to be considered a YouTuber, because it's something I love doing. If you make fun of me for it, go ahead. It means I can rant on you for hating on me. My fans are going to love you. 18 subscribers, almost 5,000 views. If you don't like it, I got something for you to suck. If you don't like that either, means you should probably go for something else. I'm not ashamed to tell people I would take a bullet for them. Especially Lacey Shaw. That girl, I'd take a bullet for her. If someone was pointing a 12 gauge shotgun at it, I would grab it, have it be pointed at myself, and tell the person to pull the trigger. Because my life ain't worth nothing if she's not around. She's my sister, she's my biggest sister I've ever known. Not saying she's big, saying she's just been there for me every step of my way since becoming this guy with the greatest sense of humor. Every girl thinks I'm nice, but no girl wants to date me. I feel like I'm surrounded by ice, because they are ice cold. Any one of my friends, if there was a bullet staring at them, I'd be the one to jump in front of it. If there was a bomb strapped to them, I would ask the guy who put it on them, just put it on me. I'll be the one that takes the bomb for them. If my friends had a train coming at them, I'd push them out of the way and get hit by it. If anything bad happens to my friends, I don't know what I would do. If they didn't come to my funeral, I'd understand, because they're sorry and they're so sad they don't want to see what I look like when I'm gone. But if one of them left, not only would I be at their funeral, I'd be the one to pay for the expenses. So once more, I'm going to say this: I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to tell anyone I would take a bullet for them. I'm not ashamed to consider myself a Christian. I'm not ashamed to be called a YouTuber. I'm not ashamed to be called an uncle or a brother or a son or someone kids look up to. I'm not afraid when people say your neck beard looks like freaking pubic hair. Man, that's because you just jealous because you ain't got this. If you don't like it, you will walk away with your little baby face. It's me. I'm ice cold. If you don't like it, go ahead and go. So once more, let me just say, these things I'm not ashamed of. Might be some more, might be some less. I don't know how it goes sometimes. When you're so saying you're not ashamed of something, it just becomes natural. You don't even have to tell people, they already know. So first things first, I'm going to say, I ain't ashamed to be considered a Christian. I ain't ashamed to be considered a vlogger. I ain't ashamed of nothing anymore. I ain't ashamed of being the funny guy with the sense of humor. Everyone thinks you're weird making the weird faces because guess what? They don't like it because they think I'm weird. Guess what? They're the ones laughing at it because they think it's so funny. But the moment something happens, they're the ones that blame the kid who's weird. I'm not ashamed to tell any of my friends. I'd be the first one to take a bullet for them. If a tank was going by them, I'd have the tank's barrel pointing right at me. And I'd tell my friend to run. If the atomic bomb was being dropped on them, I'd tell them, get as far away as possible. And I'd let that bomb drop on me. Now I'm just going to say, at my funeral, if I see all my friends, I will cry. If I see none of my friends, I'll understand. If it's my funeral, at least I know that they know that I die for them. Because I'm not ashamed of anything anymore.